So hello everybody, welcome back to Friends K's Mouthpiece. Mwah. Yes, Merry Christmas to everyone. This is Boxing Day in England, and I just hope that everyone had a good Christmas. You enjoyed the festivities, you were around family, there was love, peace, joy, that you enjoyed yourself, and that I feel sorry for those obviously who didn't get the Christmas that they wanted, because there certain countries are having wars, some people don't have the money. But for those who did enjoy it, I hope you're just grateful for the little you have. And I had an amazing Christmas. I was with my cousin's family, which I often spend Christmas with, and I had got presents. I showed you the presents that I in my other video that I talk about. The last recent video I showed you the presents that I bought for my family. I had food galore. So guys, before we continue with this video, I want you to click, share and subscribe, like and comment and share this video with as much people, and click on the link and subscribe to get notifications for other videos that I will be doing. So we're going to talk about the Meghan case, the conclusion now. So this is the other part to it. So now we know that, I think about 2 days ago, it has come out that Meghan has actually won the court case. And I'm kind of glad. I'm happy that a conclusion has come through, that a verdict has come through, and that justice will be served. Now, I wasn't there, but the jury decided that Tory Lanez was found guilty, and that he caused damage. He caused Meghan to end up in hospital, and that yes, Meghan did get shot. So there's nothing about a lie. She literally got shot. There's no fakeness about that. There's no this is not fake. This is not made up story. This is not nothing. This is actually real. She ended up in hospital. And this, so what I would say brought the court case together. So we know that Kelsey, which was the former BF, was not really saying much. She was trying to not be on anyone's side and try to be middle ground. She was trying to play dumb by not saying she forgot, she can't remember. And she didn't, I don't think she actually came out and said that he shot Meghan, but she said she didn't shoot Meghan. Right? And she was like recanting a lot of the stories, because early on, before, when the incident first happened, she texted the bodyguard and said, oh, you need to call the police because Tory shot Meghan. She made a police report saying that Tory did shoot Meghan. And now when it was the court case, she was mum, she was saying, I can't recall, I can't remember all of this, right? So I think what sealed the deal for the jurors, because it wasn't a judge who made the decision, it was jurors. What sealed the deal was the fact that there was an eyewitness who has no affiliation to anyone. He lived in that location, and the incident happened by his driveway, the end of his driveway. So he said that he was sleeping. It was early hours of the morning. I heard a big commotion. When he looked outside, I think the juror called is Sean Kelly. Yeah, hopefully I got this right. When he looked outside of his house, out of his window, he saw this car and people arguing. Then he saw Kelsey and Meghan fighting, which they initially had both lied and said they didn't fight. Kelsey said, oh, she just bumped into Meghan, but apparently this guy, Sean Kelly, as I said, he lives in his house and he heard this commotion. He has no affiliation, so there should be no reason why he would lie. Hopefully. Anyway, he said that the two girls were fighting, tussling really hard, very viciously. Kelsey jumped in the front passenger seat, and Meghan apparently was kicking her. And then the next thing you know, he saw like a muzzle go off, he saw what appear like a gun, and the muzzle go off. And then obviously Kelsey had shot at Meghan. So she did the initial shooting, and then Tory fought with Kelsey to get the gun off her. and he shot like 5 or 6 shots everywhere. So some people will say he shot in the air. So the other report said shot everywhere. Another person say Tory shot at Meghan. So but generally the whole point was after he shot widely, wherever, up, down, everywhere, that's when Meghan literally fell. So she didn't fall when Kelsey shot at her that time, probably to get her off from kicking her. It's a shot that Tory did that made her fall to the ground. And then what made it worse, this is why I initially said in my first video, if you haven't seen it, please go back and watch it. I discuss it. So this is before I knew who won the court case. I said this man is aggressive. He has a history of aggression and attacking people and being violent. Him and the bodyguard now, so 2 men jumped Meghan, and probably, I think possibly maybe Kelsey did as well, jump her. So she already on the ground with her foot injured, and then they jumped her. And apparently what also happened was they picked her up, threw her in the car and drove off. And then they got caught later on by the police because someone reported the incident, reported hearing gunshots and everything. So, can you believe that? After they shot at her, they then went to jump her. That's why Meghan was saying that he tried to kill her. Later on, I think the crazy thing about this, right? Meghan was willing to be quiet throughout this whole situation. She didn't really initially talk about it. She generally kept it quiet. But then this Tory guy kept lying, kept going on, antagonizing her, and I think Kelsey kept antagonizing her as well. This case is very messed up from the beginning to the end. Everyone lied. Every single person. This is what happens when you get alcohol involved in crazy people who cannot control themselves. Alcohol is dangerous. You know what the Bible says about people who's alcohol. A drunken man is like an idiot. Basically, you become like that. Because you cannot control your emotions. It brings out the bad side of you. And all 3 of them were widely drunk. And they weren't able to control themselves. And they all get aggressive. Well, not all of them, but Meghan and Tory apparently get aggressive when they drink. But, you know, no matter how much Meghan lied, because she did lie. She lied about that she had sex with the guy for some reason. I don't know why. I think it was embarrassment of how the situation would look to her boyfriend and to everyone else, because she knew that her sexual history was going to come out. So she probably was scared. She was embarrassed. But why did you lie? You should have just said, yes, we had a fling, and that was it. Not sit down and lie. But I think she wanted people on her side. But she lied. And then Kelsey was telling lies too, or not telling truths. She was omitting certain information, not telling certain. No one, even Tory himself, he basically lied this whole time, said, I didn't shoot. And then he's trying to bring God into this, when actually he knew he did it. He knew he did it because there's a witness that come out and said, look, the guy shot the gun 6, he even said 5 or 6 times. So he witnessed. He could have just said several times. He said 5 or 6 times. But what to me angers me about this situation, as I said, I really don't have no dog in this fight. And I really wasn't really defending anything. The only thing is that I had a lot of sympathy for Meghan, even though I'm not a fan of her. But I think she didn't deserve to be treated the way she has. She got shot by someone who's aggressive and very derogatory to women. He's, you know, a rapper, so... And what he did was he bullied her during this whole time. He had a lot of other male rappers picking his side, believing his story, and bullying Meghan. So Drake did a song and literally hinting at her being shot at. Ridiculous. Then the baby, who she made songs with, who she was supposedly close with, came out and told his sexual history about her. And at one point he was close. Like, she fell out with the baby, the rapper, because she had a court order, like he couldn't be so much feet, Tory Lanez couldn't be so much feet within her presence. She has done quite a few tracks with the baby, and basically she had a concert and she was meant to do the track with the baby at one of their songs, but he decided to bring Tory lanes, and Meghan and Tory at the time couldn't be in the same distance. This was before the court case had actually come. So she had a restraining order on him or something like that. Or the court put an order on him where he couldn't be so much feet near Meghan. And it's like she had quite a few songs, 1 or 2 songs with the baby, and then suddenly he turned around and turned his back on her. And a lot of the male rappers were turning their backs. And a lot of to me what's crazy is women, how a lot of women actually still believe him. A lot of people are like, it's a lie, you know, the system is rigged. Yes, there are injustices in the system, in American system. Some black men, you know, who are wrongfully accused, but I don't believe it's for this situation. I honestly don't believe. I don't believe this is one of the situations. That's the thing. I actually don't believe. And maybe that's why the driver was missing, or whoever it was, driver, security, I can't believe. One of them was missing because they knew what really went down. They probably was involved in it, and they didn't want to go up there and face. And this is why Kelsey was mum about a lot of things, because she knew she was somewhat involved. She probably knows she didn't fire the bullet that actually hurt what's her name, but she knew she was involved somewhere and that she had actually done something to Meghan. And the same with Tory. How can Tory, you know, and people really come up with excuses like, oh, he was protecting Meghan, he tried to take the gun to protect Meghan, but yeah, he shot 5-6 shots afterwards. If you're trying to protect someone from another person with the gun, you grab the gun and you throw the gun away, or you keep the gun to yourself, but you don't then go and shoot the gun afterwards. Who are you protecting? You know, people think, because even if you shoot anywhere, stray bullets can come and hit someone. And this is what another thing about this case, what people keep like going on about, and they don't realize this. There was so much evidence found, like 20 evidence that pinpointed to him. So stop making it seem like, oh, it's just the system trying to bring him down. No. Or this is an Illuminati situation, whatever the case is. There was so much other evidence pointed towards him, so I think that's why the jury found him innocent. Probably maybe even his history of violence worked against him. This is why I said you have to be careful how you live your life, you treat others, you carry yourself. Because I'm sure if he was a goody two-shoe, never had any convictions, never had any problems before, maybe his character wouldn't look so bad. What else? The fact that this court case was actually brought on by the DA, it's really the DA who kind of wants to like put him in prison because he's illegal. So he's actually Canadian citizenship. He probably has a work visa. So he's just throwing away everything, because by the time he gets out of court, they're gonna probably ship him back to Canada. You know, you know you're illegal in a country. Act right. Not illegal, but you're on a visa. You're not a citizen there. Somewhat act right. Behave yourself, right? 2, what else I think he got done on charges was that he shot the firearm in public. I don't know if he was allowed, meant to have the firearm. It was something else. The charges was not as simple as people thinking that, oh, the charges was just based on him injuring someone. It was also because of illegal firearm, like all sorts of things that he was brought down on charges. But the reality of it is that we live in a toxic society. Especially the hip-hop culture is very toxic. Why I say that is because a lot of rappers who weren't there, don't really know the situation. They decided to take his back, support him, and it happens a lot. All these rappers, they often support aggressive, violent men. They always have their back. The baby, a lot of rappers had his back, and he is another one who has a lot of baby mothers everywhere. He's aggressive with women. He's known, one time I think he's known to get into fights with several people. So the hip-hop culture, which is mainly a black culture, mainly black artists are in it, it's crazy that a lot of black men support that behavior, and black women too, because the same black woman will still sit down and listen to that kind of music and support those artists. So Tory Lanez, when he came out with his album recently, a lot of people supported it. Look at R. Kelly, he has such a large support, but yet he was a sexual predator. As someone says, the black culture, we love or idolize or worship celebs too much. And sometimes, oftentimes, I feel it's bad celebs that are not good for us. For example, Young Thug, or whatever you want to call himself, the rapper, it was found that he was in a gang. So now he's a rapper, he was making loads of money, but even as a rapper, he was still involved in gang culture. He was getting people taken off, like killed, like he was putting out hits, supposedly, because the court case hasn't finished. But according to investigation, I think it's from the FBI or whatever, from what police organization or something, they investigated him. They were watching him for years. And even though he was making money from music and he had the opportunity to do other businesses, he was still involved in that kind of thing. But there were a lot of black people that were still defending him, saying, free him. Why is he going to jail? You people are wicked. It's like, we as black people want other races to look at us and take us seriously, for racism to end. We want betterment of our community. We want to be, as equal as other races, or even more. We want to be on top. We want to, have wealth in our communities. But there is no way this is possible if we allow our culture to be ruined and influenced by violent, aggressive, toxic people. Basically, we need to start getting icons, and not said idolize. No, we do not idolize people, but we need to start getting icons and leaders in the black community that are non-toxic, that are not aggressive, violent, or criminals. So we need to stop putting celebs on a pedestal and actually put community leaders who are helping. Like Obama and Michelle, I would say they're decent. I wouldn't put them on a pedestal because no one is perfect. And there's certain times Obama has certain things that I don't agree with. Beside and Michelle as well. But they're far better to me than Young Thug. Because Young Thug is promoting gang. Tory is promoting violence against women. The baby as well, the same way. He promotes mistreatment of black women and women in general. He treats them like they're just something to be used and to have kids with, nothing else. He has a wife, any of the women he slept with. He mistreated his last baby mother really horribly. He cheats a lot. These are not something the black young people need to be looking up or need to know about. Because the thing is, why I say that these are not someone, they make a lot of money. They walk around with gold jewels. They live a lifestyle that young black people would like to. They look at them and say, oh, these people have gotten out of poverty and they still live this lifestyle. Then if I can live their lifestyle and get out of poverty, why shouldn't I go that way instead of going to a different route and living my lifestyle a different way? I don't want to make this video too long, but I'm just like, the main issue that I want to talk about is I'm glad justice was served. I do believe, from what the witness has said and the evidence that's come out, that Tory did somewhat do it. If Kelsey said she didn't do it and Tory said Kelsey didn't do it, shoot her, and Meghan said he shot her, to me it sounds like he did shoot her. So this man needs to serve his justice and take accountability. Another thing that's lacking is accountability, because his dad was shouting at Jay-Z and Beyonce, talking about Rock Nation, the Illuminati, that they paid someone off. I highly doubt that they did that. Honestly, I highly doubt. Because as people were saying, Rihanna was the biggest star of Rock Nation. She got beat up by Chris Brown, and yes, Chris Brown got blackballed, but he didn't get blackballed because Jay-Z decided to blackball him. He got blackballed because it was 100% proven. There was no other proof. There's no other, like, maybe he did, maybe he didn't. He was the only person in the car, Rihanna, and the police came and attended and saw Rihanna's face smash up. And they, there was her blood on his car, and obviously he was the only person driving, so no other person to prove he did mash up her face, and there's pictures everywhere of her face that was messed up. So people can't say, he didn't do anything to Chris Brown. Chris Brown still has a music career. He recently is now touring in England. Before he couldn't do it because I think when you have a criminal record, you can't come to England for certain amount of years or something. But now he has. The other day he had tickets here. He was doing shows in Paris. He was doing shows in America. He still makes money. He still has music videos. So he's fine. He might be his star was greater before the incident. Like, he was doing award shows. Not many award shows want to accept him now. But he's still doing way better. He's not completely disappeared and lost all his money. I just think it just doesn't always work as people want to say. I don't think Jay-Z and Beyonce had nothing to do with that. Nothing. Yes, they might have got really good lawyers. Maybe they might have coached her what to do and made sure they protected her. But I don't think they paid off any jurors to say anything. I actually believe he did it because this man has so much history of violence and aggression. And the fact that he's lied about other things as well, and the way how his father was acting as well. I just looked like, okay, so you get your behavior from your father. Oh, he was like shouting, yelling, oh, accusing Jay-Z, all this accusing, with Jay-Z has nothing to do with it. It's just like, now I see why Tory acts like this. Now I see why there's lack of accountability. He's aggressive. He gets it all from his father. And bullying people as well. Slander. He gets it from his father. The apple don't fall too far from the tree. Now, anyway, let's end this because it doesn't need to go any further. I do wish the black culture, the black youth would wake up and see what is going on with our community and stop supporting these rappers. Just because they have money does not mean they're good for us. They're actually really just bringing us down overall. They're bringing us down. And I would love to see all these rappers just disappear. Not like disappear in a bad way. Like, just like, I don't want to hear no more from them. I don't want to hear their music. I don't want to see any more toxic rappers coming out, any new ones. Their music is not even that great. Like, they don't speak of anything substantial. I just want to no more of this nonsense in our community. I want to see us do better. And I hope Meghan has learned from this. I notice she has calmed down, so I hope she keeps within that. Keep her friend circle small and tight. Hopefully her and Party work out and they stay together. And I hope she, respects people, because what she did to Kelsey still wasn't right. Sleeping around with every guy Kelsey slept with behind her back, no. But what Kelsey did still wasn't right. Shooting at her wasn't right. Because if that bullet had actually gone into her heart or whatever, Kelsey would be singing a different tune today. And I think Kelsey should be held on charges too. For shooting a firearm and for lying. I think she should be held on something. She was drunk, yes, but taking a gun and shooting at someone, no. So guys, I think my next video that I want to talk about is anxiety. So please click and subscribe so you can get notifications when I get a new video. And I really want to talk about anxiety and how to deal with it and how I deal with it. If you want to then take my advice, if you want to use some of my methods, then that's good. But yeah, I'm just glad that she got her the truth came out, justice was served, because it wasn't looking good for Meghan at one point. And everyone in this story, they all need to be disciplined. Even Meghan, like what she did initially. Anyway, I hope she's changed and she's learned. And I hope everyone can take something from this and change their ways, because no one is perfect. But anyway, I love you guys. And if I don't come up with a video by New Year's, I will say Happy New Year's. And I hope that God fill your new year with many blessings and that you get your heart's desire, God willing. Peace and love. Bye.